give a big BIMM welcome to Everything Everything. Tell me what you think of what we've got going on here at BIMM Manchester.
Well, we were saying it's way more modern and better geared up to what you're actually doing than when we were at college down the road in Salford.
What was your experience like there?
We were sort of thrown together, sort of make a band. You've got a month to prepare for this performance thing. Yeah.
Oh, we do exactly the same, the assessment auditions type thing.
And you'll find those people who end up in like 6 or 7 bands are the ones that are still doing it now.
Do you think that there's that opportunity in Manchester for them to network with industry people, or do they have to head down to London to do that?
Well, you don't have to go anywhere, really.
Yeah. I think even less so than 5 to 6 years ago. There's so much happening online that I can't imagine it's necessary. We never left Manchester.
I think a lot of people think, oh, well, they need to be kind of approaching maybe big labels or whatnot, but actually the friends that are your own age now, everyone moves up together, if you know what I mean. And if you are putting a record out on your friend's label, it could be just as important, or if not more useful. Like there's people on our albums that we went to college with.
So going on to your next album then, you're taking advice from the vaccines, saying that you're going to write 20 songs a day and then hope that there's one little beauty.
Yeah, and they're quite funny, and Justin was just saying that that's something that someone told him to do. They wrote quite a lot of songs that way. It's just a good way of just changing your attitude towards it and not thinking everything I play must be amazing and this must be the greatest song ever. Just do it, and most of it is just crap. But then you do something that you wouldn't have done otherwise, and it's just a good way of loosening yourself up.
What is it about Manchester?
Probably technically one of the easiest places in the world to be a band.
Yeah. I think it might be the easiest.
It could well
because
be.
the rent is relatively low. If you got it, New York and London are really geared up to this sort of stuff, but you can't survive.
But there's oversaturation, particularly in London. And there's lots of reasons why London isn't the best place for it, despite the fact that it kind of is good for it. But quite often labels will come and see a band that aren't ready yet, and things will blow up before they should. That often happens. Up here, they're not willing to travel up, so you can kind of keep it a secret.
It's slower, and you can keep your powder dry for longer before you start being.
You can be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, here, which we've definitely benefited from. It's always been a city for innovation
and radicalism.
There's nothing that links Joy Division to the Happy Mondays apart from the same kind of rose-tinted glasses. They don't sound anything alike. They're just sort of around about the same time,
10 years apart.
Exactly. That's the thing. We all think of them as being that was Manchester. That was a big thing. Yeah. But actually, they're completely different bands. They're just both good.
All the bands that came in,
and they came from the same
10cc,
city.
Joy Division, New Order, Smiths, Mondays, Roses, Oasis, Doves,
all lumped together.
They're all completely different sounding bands. They're all really, really different, and that's something you can. And that's a huge number of bands in quite a short space of time that have been world-class acts. And you can take quite a lot of comfort in the fact that they all sound really different, and they've all been taken to heart by
the city. Yeah.
You really have summed that up perfectly, actually, because that's why we wanted to come to Manchester, and I think this is probably why everybody here is in Manchester. So thank you so much for your time. Please put your hands together for Everything Everything.
Everything are one of my favourite bands, and it was just really great to just meet them in a really chilled out sort of place.
I thought the masterclass was absolutely brilliant. They were really down to earth. These guys came in here, told us the ins and outs of how they got started, and it's great to have someone on the same level as you who isn't putting it as like an impossible thing.
As usual, it was really informative, and they give you a lot of helpful information. They sort of teach you how to get to where you want to be, and then how to behave once you are there.
Everyone who does a masterclass has been successful in some way, and that's inspiring, and you can take so much from that.
Gives me insight as to what to do to get myself started in the industry.
Bands can be a very mysterious kind of thing, and any time that wall between you kind of gets broken down, that can be really inspiring.